Hi everyone, welcome to our final week in class hsam 6060, Law and Politics. Hopefully you've enjoyed the class, hopefully you've learned a little bit, hopefully a lot, but at a minimum I hope you've learned a little bit. This is going to be a very short video. I just want to touch upon a couple topics. This week we're focusing kind of on the end portion of the whole policymaking process, and that's with implementation, specifically evaluation is what I think we need to focus on. Your work throughout the week is really kind of focused in and around that notion of implementation and evaluation. There's some good materials in the classroom. I thought that this was a really great document. This is specific. This is from the CDC. It's specific to evaluating violence and injury prevention policies, but this framework is very much something that we can use for healthcare policy in general. So I thought that this was a great example of showing how the kind of how the entire process advances, and we've looked at this in a slightly different format, but this evaluation portion is very important. We need to look at evaluating how was a policy implemented, where did maybe we fall short in implementation, and where are the holes in that policy. Maybe we didn't get enough resources to fully implement, maybe, and we've talked about unfunded mandates in the past, maybe there were unintended consequences of a policy, or unintended consequences in the mechanism of implementation. So looking at those things is really important. We can't, in the policy framework, law and policy overall, we can't just throw out a law or a new policy and say, okay, implement, and then expect that to be it. It always needs to be an iterative process, constantly reviewing, evaluating, and making changes to that. And I think that we're seeing some of that with the Affordable Care Act. We've seen it with things like HIPAA and how HIPAA has evolved over time, specifically not just with privacy and security, which have held fairly constant except for the addition of breach notification. But what we have seen is enforcement evolve, and we've seen other aspects of HIPAA, for example, the transactions and code sets guidelines. Those have evolved over time. So we're always constantly looking at how can we evolve, how can we make changes to make what was intended actually occur, or what actually happened better. So it's all about that that feedback loop and that constant process. So this is a good little document here that's in the classroom for you. There's also this other document. This came out of UCLA, their School of Public Health, but it's focused more on that public health side. So again, it's still, this is about safety and violence, but very applicable to our setting in the healthcare world, especially when we're talking about population health and how we may be evaluating how policy is impactful on the health of the population overall, the health of our population, maybe our patient group, etc. So some really nice information in this one as well. So take a look at those. And then we have this last little blurb. It's an article, a journal article. I don't think it's it's 18 pages, but the pages are small. But this talks more about, where we need to understand that not every policy is going to succeed, and not every policy is totally going to fail either. So there's going to be some gray areas where we have that ability to do evaluation and make better interpretations of the law or policy, maybe make tweaks to it, etc. So just some good reading in the classroom for you this week. We also have a discussion this week, and talk in the discussion here in the Flipgrid, obviously, about one state level policy issue. So we spent some time talking about state, local, some time talking about the federal level, but talk about how you might have seen, maybe just through news articles, through reports from public health agencies, through reports from healthcare entities, etc., how some health policy issue at the state level, it doesn't have to be Pennsylvania, it can be a different state, but a state level health policy issue has been implemented, and then what you can find about the policy's implementation and evaluation, both from the point of view as a consumer, and then also from that administrative point of view as a healthcare manager. So it might be a state policy that you as a manager are expected to apply and enforce, or it might be a state level policy that you as a patient take part in some way. So talk about those two views in your Flipgrid. There is no quiz this week, but we do have also this optional discussion. I think I'd mentioned it last week as well. Again, it's optional, no points assigned, but it'll give you the opportunity to provide us feedback. Feedback on the content, what things are missing, what else would you like to see, what did you really like, and then also feedback on just the course structure overall, or anything that you might want to provide feedback. Again, not required. This is a written discussion board. You don't have to do any replies or anything like that, but we love the feedback and we certainly make use of it every term. So I want to thank everybody. I think it's been a great term. Hopefully you learned a lot. I'll be grading your final papers this week, getting them back to you. I do have to, I want to apologize. I'm not making excuses, but this is probably this past 8 weeks has been the most tumultuous 8 weeks I've had since I've been teaching full time. So it's been a struggle, and I really appreciate everyone working hard, hanging in there with me as things, sometimes got up a little bit late, or things get graded a little bit late. I do apologize, but it's certainly not the intent to not get things as clean when the course releases as occurred in this case, but hopefully you still were able to work along and get a lot of good information out of this course. There is not a lot of strong law content in the program overall, and it might be my biased view as a compliance officer, compliance person, but no matter what role you're in, be it a clinical role, clinical management, general management across any area of the enterprise, understanding some of the law behind why we do things and the way we do things, and understanding how to interpret law and policy moving forward is an item that should be in every healthcare manager's toolkit. So hopefully you've gained a little bit of that, but what I would encourage you to do is to continue to go out as maybe you're specifically interested in nursing, or maybe you're specifically interested in public health or population health. As you see new, kind of keep an eye on journals and on things like Becker's Hospital Review and things like that. As you see new rules come about, take the time to look at them, read them, make your own interpretation. That's really what's key as you move forward into, in your current jobs, if you're currently working in the industry, or as you move into jobs in the healthcare industry or move up within an organization. Having that skill is really crucial. So although it's a very small part of our program, I think it really spans every class that you'll take in this program, no matter whether you're talking about finance, quality and safety, HR, operations, all of them, strategic planning, all of that. Everything is going to have at some point a legal aspect, and it's a really important. That's one of the reasons that I love compliance, because you never know what you're going to deal with in a day. You might deal with an HR issue today. You might deal with a clinical issue tomorrow. The next day you may deal with ethics issues. It's always all over the place. So it's very exciting and dynamic work. So that's all I have. Again, I thank you all. I think it's been a great term. I think you're a great group. I look forward to working with you again in the future. I think you're back with me maybe in the spring for the population health class. So also a really great class. I enjoy that one. So look forward to seeing you again. If in the meantime, if there's anything I can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to drop me a note. Stop by the office during office hours. My office hours are usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the regular school year. So feel free to drop by, give me a call, anything. I'm here for you. Even though I'm not instructing you at that time, know that we're all always here for you and happy to answer questions and help you navigate this process going forward. So best of luck to you in your fall classes. I know it's you're kind of ramping up and expectations get higher in your second year in the program. So I wish you all the best of luck. And again, if there's anything I can do, please just let me know. Thanks so much.